This is like the most unsettled business climate that I think I've ever seen in an industry. There may be some hints that we can take. We know that the president's got an America first outlook on life. What does that mean? It means he's probably not going to be as favorable toward imports into the US. It may mean that they're more willing to invest in US agriculture. Again, I'm not going to predict that, but if you had to say there's a leaning, there may be a chance for domestic production in the US to increase. A lot of my Canadian friends are doubling down on investment in Canada just for that reason, as opposed to having to, bring everything from the US.
I mean, just yesterday we heard that the USDA put a freeze on all REAP programs, right? Vertical harvest raised $20 million in the REAP program to be able to finance the project level of vertical harvest. So, there's going to be, while there might be less direct, investment in and government support in controlled environment agriculture, on the other hand, with RFK and whatever we think of, many of his policies, the advocacy for clean food systems and public health and food access is a real opportunity. So how the administration marries those like kind of deregulation efforts, pulling back support for these innovative industries, and also advocating, local food production, destabilizing, the way that we've developed this food system to really support quantity and not quality. These are going to be really interesting questions, and it's going to be up to us as operators to get ahead of it. And I think that's going to be the difficulty with small, nimble teams. How do you, participate in advocacy? How do you understand the climate? How do you keep up? And I think this is where the CEA Alliance will have a very big role in helping educate, the players. But every crisis is an opportunity, and I think that we can look at it that way.
There's this push for healthy locally grown food. I think that would be a silver lining in all of this. I think I'm a bit skeptical, but we'll see how it plays out. I think on the other hand, one of the things that concerns me, and this is conversations that I was having at Bowery prior to it closing, was how will the tariffs impact our cost of operation? So even though we produce locally, we also depend on materials that are imported. So seeds, grow media, etc. That you add 25% of that starts eating into or increasing your COGS, which is always a challenge. And if we think about potential new builds, we also depend on equipment from the Netherlands and Europe and other parts of the world. You start adding tariffs to that, so your capex now becomes increasingly more expensive, just layering to the challenges of the industry. So, like Tom said, I think just uncertainty is not a great climate to operate in, especially in one where we are really looking at every dollar spent and every dollar produced.
Well, and just to add on to that, Rodrigo, if this deregulation leads to higher energy prices, right?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
going to be a major. I mean, the two highest costs in our operation is energy and labor, right? And so
Yep.
both of those things, we need to find solutions.
Yeah, I can't imagine, Nona, what it's like to have a $20 million grant, through REAP and then either rescinded or stopped halfway through. We are certainly hopeful that those are temporary. And that's where I come back to this Make America Great Again. Even the Aggie people here in DC are saying Make American Agriculture Great Again. So I'm hopeful that government support that we've seen through supply chain guarantee loan programs, we're advocating for an investment tax credit program for capital investment that Bowery actually had been a key leader of. I'm hopeful that we're going to get back to some level of government support in that sense.